It's Monday, January 6th, 2025, and this is episode 326 of You Can Bet on That. Hi, everybody. Welcome to You Can Bet on That, a podcast for the recreational gambler. I'm Mark Duvall.
And I'm Dr. Mike.
Well, Dr. Mike, Happy New Year. How's everything going?
Going pretty well. No problem so far.
Good. All right.
How about you guys?
Yeah, off to a good start. I like having the new year clean the slate for gambling, wins, losses, poker, all that.
Yeah, so far this year I have not lost anything at a casino.
That's good.
We're doing pretty well on our sports, though.
Yeah, we're never going to make a living at this, but gosh, we had so many bets yesterday. There was like 50-some bets. And we did eke out a win for the day. So, just beating the juice was kind of nice.
Yeah, exactly. I just got a text here, Mark, it's something called the toll roll, saying that our vehicle has an outstanding toll invoice.
Oh, we got one of those the other day.
Yeah. And it's funny because there's no toll rolls anywhere near us.
Yeah.
There's none in San Diego that I know of, right?
Unless there is.
Buy a pass on the...
No, 125 south, it goes down to like Chula Vista. There's a short segment there. Don't you remember Paul got stuck on that once?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. But you haven't been on that.
Oh, no.
So, public service announcement here, yeah. This is the kind of stuff that needs to stop.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of problems in America. I'll admit to that. But this kind of stuff is something they should really look into stopping.
Okay.
I don't know how.
Well, I'll see if I can contact somebody about looking into stopping this. In the meantime,
maybe I'll write a tersely worded letter
to the toll.
Everybody. to everybody.
To everybody, right. Don't pay the toll, though, Dr. Mike. Tell you right
I'm not going to pay the toll. I don't click on anything anymore. And sometimes it's probably real. I just don't click on it.
You're safe enough just to not click. Yeah, if it's really important, they'll call you. They'll stop by.
They'll call, or they'll send me an official notice, not say this is the toll roads.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope it'd be the state of Minnesota or California or somewhere.
This is the Walt Disney Company. You owe us $30,000. Now, what would you do to that? I mean, it's like, well, we do have Disney Plus.
Yeah. And we do watch quite a bit.
Yeah.
I just yell at my kids. What have you been watching so much Disney for?
I thought it was a monthly. No, it's based on how much you watch. Make the check payable to cash.
It drives me crazy. I know everyone else has this frustration, and the sad thing is there's people who actually, fall for that.
That's the sad thing. Yeah, it does take advantage of maybe elderly people, right, who are not familiar enough with scams
or people who don't speak English well.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Or maybe it's people who also live in an area where there are a lot of toll
right.
It's
right. They think,
maybe they do use one.
My son, he must have, driven on the. I guess I'll pay it. Yeah.
Right, that kind of thing.
All right, relax. Let's move on to gambling.
I'm writing a letter right as we speak.
Okay, great. Well, so we're not going to have your full attention for the show. I guess that's okay.
Oh wait. Yeah, it'd be like a normal show, Mark.
All right, so as we mentioned last time, we were holding on to some phone calls, so why don't we just jump in right now and get to those. First up is Dieter.
Hi, Mark and Dr. Mike. This is Dieter. There was some discussion about Class 3 versus Class 2 gaming machines, and the general thing that I've heard is that Class 3 is subject to a revenue-sharing agreement a lot of the time, basically a tax on revenue, and Class 2 is not. And for the player, this usually means that Class 2 has a higher RTP or a lower house edge. So of the three choices, Class 3 machine, Class 2 machine, or someone smiling at you from a chair, Class 2 may do the best for you if you like the game. Well, good luck.
All right. Thanks, Dieter. We should really emphasize, though, that's a very general statement, and it's going to depend on a lot of things. The jurisdiction that you're in. Some of these Class 2 machines are video poker machines, right, that have pay tables that look like a real Class 3 video poker machine. Oh, my gosh, this pay table's fantastic. Yeah, but it's not a randomly dealt hand like a real video poker machine.
Right, it's preset.
Yeah, definitely be careful. We can't make a general statement saying, oh, definitely play Class 2 over Class 3 or vice versa. It's going to depend on a lot of things. But it is nice if you are aware of which type of machine you're playing. Again, Class 3 is what you'll find in Las Vegas and most casinos throughout the country. But some are tribal casinos who can only offer Class 2 games and machines. And those are basically video lottery machines, even though they look like real slot machines, real video poker machines. So just beware.
Yeah, if you're at one and you are confused, I suggest writing a letter to You Can Bet on That, and we'll get back to it shortly. In the meantime, don't play.
If you do send us a letter or email about this, say, attention, Dr. Mike. I'll just forward them directly to you, Mike.
Yeah, I'll only accept letters. This email thing.
Okay. All right.
I don't trust it anymore.
All right. Sounds good. Meanwhile, we're not going to actually give out our address, so I think we're covered.
It's crazy. And that's another form of deception. I mean...
yeah, but it's not necessarily intentional. You know, if they're only licensed to deal Class 2, that's all they can do. They would
sometimes, though, it's not posted, or at least not posted where you can easily see it.
Well, that could be, right.
It's one of the things to post it in the back drink area above the drink machine, just a little hidden by the sign that says this is the non-gaming area. That's one thing. But, I mean, how would you know unless... Let me put it this way. If you're listening, You Can Bet on That, you probably know. If you're just somebody going to a casino, once every year or something for some fun or a show or dinner or something, you probably don't know the difference.
Yeah, and it can really bite you if it's video poker because you think you have some control over it, like a real video poker machine. And if it's Class 2, you don't. So...
Right. Yeah. And then you wonder, I'm not as good at this video poker as I thought.
All right, so since our last episode, actually this might have happened just before that, but the new Caesars Virginia opened up in Danville. Let's hear a report from Christian.
Hey, Mark and Dr. Mike, this is Christian from North Carolina. I haven't called in a while, but I've been loving the episodes. I wanted to give an update on Caesars Virginia. The new resort and casino finally opened. Went last night on opening day. I got there around 4:30, and I stayed for about 4 hours. They had a fireworks and a drone show at 8, so I left after that, but played a little bit. A lot of the slots were down. I was very, very busy, as you can imagine. And we were playing blackjack, my wife and I, and very first hand, it was a new dealer. They dealt us the cards, and I drew to 20, and I thought I was good. Well, the dealer took my bet and my cards like I busted, and I said, whoa, wait a minute. And he called the pit over, and I didn't know how they were going to handle it. I haven't been in a situation like this, but they pulled the cards out of the discard tray, and they saw my hand, and they gave me my bet back, plus I went in the hand. So just wanted to call about that. The casino is nice. There's definitely some parts in the casino that aren't open yet, but it's exciting to have a real casino close by here, because otherwise the closest to me was Cherokee. But I did have one other question. If you guys could kind of go over a little bit on the show. Caesars Virginia does have a full poker room. I've never really played poker. I've kind of watched some videos and stuff, but it seems really fun. It's obviously very popular, but if you guys can give any tips or advice to a new poker player that's trying to start playing, I would really appreciate it. So, love the show, guys. Thanks. Bye. All
right. Thanks, Christian. Yeah, if you've never played poker before, we would recommend going online and playing some free money poker. PokerStars has an option where it's just play money, and you don't risk anything, just to get a sense for how the game works and the mechanics of it.
Right. Yeah. The way people play is a little
you're not going to, you won't see people playing good poker in those situations, but at least you get a sense of how the game plays and the structure and the blinds and things like that. And then if you do have some friends who are familiar with poker, maybe get together with them and just play for fun. Again, just, so you get a sense for it. Then when you finally do want to play in a casino, go and just watch for a little bit. They don't mind if you watch some of the games. Now, you can't just stand right behind somebody and, look at their cards and things like that. But, a step back from the table just to see, again, how the structure works, what people are doing, how the dealer handles everything.
and learn, how big the pots can get.
Right.
If it's no limit versus limit, or because that'll affect you too. You have to know what you're in for. You may think, oh, I'm good with $200, and then the first good hand you have, you're in for $200.
Right. And that brings me to my last suggestion is don't play no limit to start with. Find a limit game, because you won't be risking your whole stack, on the first hand, right? There's just so much that you can bet. Try to find the lowest limit. Maybe a 3-6. That's about as low as you can find these days. Maybe they'll have that there. That way, if you do lose, you're not going to lose too much. You'll get a feel for everything, and you might find it fun.
Yeah, and I would add, Mark, don't be afraid to change tables.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So if you get a feeling that you're a newbie and maybe these guys are, especially if it's a lot of local people and they're, going to take the newbies' money right away, don't be afraid to get up and walk away.
Yeah, and going up to a poker table is not like going up to a table game in the casino area. You go up to the poker station and you actually make a request. Oh, I'd like to put my name in for the 3-6 limit game. And if there's a space available, they'll seat you right away. Otherwise, they'll put you on a waiting list. They'll call your name when it's time. And if you do want to change tables, then yes, you just collect all your chips, walk away, go back up to the station and say, okay, I'd like to change tables, or I'd like to, play a different game. So.
Yeah, because there's a lot of pitfalls when you're learning, if you're not experienced, that you can fall into.
Yeah, make it a short session. Yeah. Right? Just, I'll play a few hands, maybe just a few rounds, just to get a sense for it, and then take a break to kind of catch your breath, because it can be a little overwhelming, right? Yeah. People are expecting you to know what to do, and again, you're playing against other players, so they want your money. It's a little different from a regular table game at a casino.
Yeah, and inevitably you'll get on a table with somebody who doesn't want to give you time to make decisions, gets upset about if you're thinking about something, or, a lot of these people who play real regularly have their own little nuances, and if you don't follow them, then you're the bad guy.
Yeah, don't be afraid to just, walk away in a situation like that. Christian's talking about that blackjack hand where they took his bet when they shouldn't have. Yeah, the way that dealers are trained to deal blackjack, when they put the discards back in a discard pile, they keep them in order so that you can back up a hand. Right? Say, call the pit over. Okay, let's go to the discard pile and, deal out the cards again so we can see exactly what happened. So they do that intentionally. We've seen that actually quite a bit, Mike. I mean, because we've been playing so many years, it's not that frequent. Yeah. But every once in a while it does happen, and sure enough, they, go to the discard pile, start dealing backwards.
Sometimes it's just somebody who's like, well, wait a minute, I thought I had, and they back it up, and it's like, oh, yeah, no, I didn't have what I thought.
Sure, yeah.
Something like that. But they're more than happy to back it up. It keeps arguments down and makes everything fair.
Yeah. All right, next call.
Mark and Dr. Mike, this is Dylan from Houston. Just got done listening to y'all's latest episode. Very disappointed to hear about Mark's negative experience at the craps table at the Golden Nugget. The thing is, you guys seem like some really reasonable guys, and if Mark says that this guy didn't deserve that, I 100% believe him. I actually had a pretty negative experience at the craps table at the GN probably 2, maybe 3 years ago, somewhere in that range. I was playing there very late at night, 3, 4 in the morning. I had already been there for some time. I was coming out even, and I don't mind that because I just like getting time on table. I only get to gamble maybe seriously once or twice a year. And, time on table equals comps, free play, free rooms, that kind of thing, which is why I stay at the Golden Nugget. And it's a nice place. I like it. But some of the employees can be, as you guys described it in previous episodes when I talked to y'all about it, surly, very surly. And I was there probably with maybe 4 or 5 other players. Some other players walked up and this guy started betting the don't, which is fine. I don't care. I'm not one of those guys who complain about that. But when he got the dice, he bet the don't. And I kid you not, he was at the far end. And then he baseball throws it to the craps wall like he's a AAA pitcher. And nobody says anything. And of course, the dice fly off like at least 2-3 times, maybe. I think after the 3rd time, finally, one of the employees said, hey, don't let that happen again. But this guy's betting the don't, baseball pitching the dice, and they're just letting him get away with it. And of course, I pull my bets back because nobody wants to deal with that. And the most annoying thing is he was hitting numbers, right? So, but most people, followed my lead. Nobody really wants to bet on that. And eventually, of course, he sevens out. And there's not too many players at the table, so the dice get back to him pretty quickly. And he starts doing it again. And I think finally after the second time the dice gets back to him, he leaves the table. And after he leaves the table, I asked the pit boss, I was like, hey, because I'd been there probably like 3 hours. And it's a $15 table. And, normally I'm betting the pass line, odds, maybe 2 numbers, hard ways. I like hard ways bets. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, what do you got me rated at? And then he comes back at me. He says, oh, you're barely hanging on. And it's because I wouldn't bet whenever this other guy who was baseball pitching the dice, because he was betting the don't. And I just didn't like the way he came at me. I was like, even if he didn't like my level of play or whatever it is, there's other ways he could have said that. That's crazy that you just said I'm barely hanging on by a thread. I've just been sitting there for hours risking my money at your casino, and you're kind of not treating me very good. Yeah, unfortunately, that's my story about the Golden Nugget. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to stay there again. There's a lot of reasons why I do stay there. I just feel like I do get a lot of value there. Can't lie. I get real comp rooms. I don't get, resort fees added to it. It's $0 when I stay there. I do think it's a nice place. It's got that old school cool. But I know what Mark's talking about. It's unfortunate. Anyways, sorry to hear about that, guys. As always, love the show. Maybe I'll call in with another story from once upon a time. I'm not planning on having any gambling trips anytime soon. Trying to get some credit card debt paid off and whatnot. But love the show. Love to hear from you guys. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Dylan. So, yes, on the last episode, I talked about an unfortunate situation at Golden Nugget where a boxman way overreacted to the way that a craps player was shooting and ended up trespassing him for a year. Now, I want to be clear here. Mike and I are not going to sit here and say, oh, boycott the Golden Nugget. Don't ever go back to the Golden Nugget, right? Because I know there are people out there who love the Golden Nugget and have had just great experiences there. For us, again, this was the final straw for me, so I will not be going back there.
Yeah, and you know what? I've had enough negative experiences there. There's plenty of places to go downtown.
Right,
it's not like you have to, get a cab or walk a long distance to another casino. It's like, okay, I can just step out the door and go to another casino. So why would you play there?
And we're going to hear from some other listeners who have had bad experiences there. But again, I want to emphasize, I'm sure there are plenty of people who love the place and have good experiences. It's just unfortunate that we've been going there 40 years, Mike. This has kind of been going on for 40 years.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Back and forth.
Years.
It's like, oh, I like the, but yeah, so we're just not going back. Dylan's story, the guy, oh, you're barely hanging on.
Yeah.
What? Tell me how you're rating
What does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You're barely hanging on. Well, that really doesn't answer my question.
Who knows what the work environment, what the culture is for the employees there? Because
that could be a lot of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, if it's a bad work environment, people aren't too happy working there and they take it out on the customers. I don't know. Yeah. Well, Mark, that gives me a good question for you. Mm-hmm. Don't take into consideration casinos we've only been to, say, once or twice or something.
Okay.
But of the casinos that we've been to a fair amount of times, which would you say are the ones that, not really a good choice for me? And which are the ones that you think, that's the place I'll always go back to?
This is a good question. Kind of put me on the spot. I guess a place that I would always go back to, I think, is Planet Hollywood.
Yes.
Right? Because I like it there.
I agree with that.
Okay. Now, where have we had some bad experiences? You might have to help me out because I'm thinking, well, okay, we've had some bad experiences at Harrah's, some at Cromwell. I'm trying to think of strip casinos. You're going to have to come up with something.
I'd say Cromwell, downtown Golden Nugget.
Yeah.
For good experiences, yes, definitely Planet Hollywood. However, some of the other Caesars casinos, going way back,
Okay.
Imperial Palace, I hated.
Okay.
If that was still there, I wouldn't go there for sure. It just always gave me a weird vibe in there. And sometimes Caesars gets a little,
Caesar's Palace is a good example of a place where we get, grumpy dealers. It's funny because I'm going to continue to go to Caesar's Palace because I kind of like it. I like the old casino there. But if you really pressed me on it, it's like, I certainly don't go there for the crew.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's weird because at Caesar's Palace, it's like, if you don't buy in for, $50,000 or something, you don't get much attention at all.
Yeah.
Even if you're tipping, it's like your tip means nothing to them. And maybe it doesn't. I mean, maybe they get so much from other people. But that's one of the places that, I'll stay there. I like staying there. And, I'll go back and play. But it's not really my first choice anymore.
Yeah.
I never cared for the old MGM Grand.
I didn't play there much. You probably played there a lot more than I did.
I think I did, but it just really, I don't know. There's just some places that, for whatever reason, sometimes it's just bad service. Sometimes it's you never won there.
Well, let's get through a few more phone calls here because we do have some more negative comments coming out. But then I want to switch it to positivity, Mike. I like everybody having a good time on this show. But
all right,
let's hear from Ed next.
Hey, this is Ed from San Jose. Love the show. I look forward to it every week. And you're mentioning the Golden Nugget in downtown Vegas. Yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago, and when you play the table games, they make you play a $5 minimum bonus bet, which is a digital thing. You get to spin the wheel. I never saw the wheel spin. It's the biggest joke. There is a lot of other great casinos in that area you can visit. I really love the El Cortez. Has a nice vibe to it. And, of course, the Circa and the D and all that good stuff. Keep up the great work, and thank you very much. Bye.
I had forgotten about this, and the Golden Nugget is not the only casino that does this. But, some of these table games, you have to make the side bet. Or they set the minimum in such, it's like a $6 minimum table. What? Well, because $5 for the regular bet and then $1 for the side bet. So, I don't like any table where you have to make the side bet. That's bad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's so lame on the casino's part. Think about that. Oh, we're requiring you to make this bad bet because, we're going out of business and we really do need your money. And if you want to, make good, solid bets, find another casino.
All right. Here's some positivity now. Remember Frank was going on that strip walk, the casino crawl? All right. He's got a report for us.
Very good.
Happy New Year, Mark and Dr. Mike. This is Frank from St. Louis. Wanted to give you a little update on our trip report to Las Vegas, the strip walk, and everything else that went with us. That week before Christmas seemed like a great week to go. Weather was very nice. Crowds were down. We had a good time. We hit 30-plus casinos on our strip walk, made a $100 wager at every casino, and for the day we ended up over $1,000. So we'll take that. Big hit was somebody hit a number, $875 payoff on a roulette wheel. But we played craps. We had one member of the group who was an expert in the field, undefeated on his field shots, some blackjack, did some horse racing bets, 3-card poker, baccarat, pai-gow. We even played a hand of Casino War. Only big mistake was we made a bet on the Chicago Bears that night. That was flushing money down the toilet.
Yep.
And going $100 a hand, we played most of our hands in the high limit room except at the Bellagio. They have a $300 minimum. Just a guy's trip. Some guys went golfing. Some guys went to the Raiders game. We did a day of coupon hustling from the Las Vegas Advisor and the American Casino Guide. A couple of things that happened to me personally. I got hooked on Dream Card video poker, which is sort of like crack cocaine. Your money will eventually go fast. But on one hand, I got 4 10s dealt to me. I was playing 5 hands. 4 10s and a Dream Card. That was a little overkill since that Dream Card didn't help. Another hand, I got 3 to a Royal and a Dream Card. They gave me the 4th card for the Royal. I'm like, this isn't going to happen. And boom, The Jack of Spades came up on one of the hands, 4,000 dimes, $400. I don't really call that an official royal flush, but I would take the money. And one other crazy thing that happened, I was staying at Main Street, walked through the Cal to get to my room. There was an empty seat at a blackjack table. Some guy had just left there, very inebriated. He got thrown out. When he got thrown out, he gave everybody at the table $100, and he gave the dealer $5. At the Cal now, they actually print you a Tito as opposed to just giving you chips. He dropped that on the floor. Sorry I missed him. I could have used the $100. I had one hand there that made or break me. I was almost out of money. Had a $75 hand. They threw me a pair of 8s. The dealer had a 6. Obviously split those. Got a 10. Got another 8 on the second one. Split those. Got a 2. Doubled down. I had $300 out there, and the marginal hands, the dealer pulled up a 6 and a queen.
Phew.
And sent me to bed, a winner that night. We had some nice dinners at the Pizza Rock, Hugo's Cellar, Nacho Daddy's. And one last thing I want to tell you guys, I agree with you 100% on the Golden Nugget. We gambled at every downtown casino there, probably multiple times, did not take one step inside the Golden Nugget. I find them very arrogant. It's not surprising about your story that you told. So I hope you guys have a great 2025 and hope to talk to you soon with some good trip reports. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Frank.
All right,
that sounds like a great trip.
Yes.
Right? Everything that they did, wow.
Yep, they did a lot, and they ended up winning overall.
Yeah, right, for that
as a
crawl.
group,
That's
right?
great.
Yeah.
So, Frank, that royal flush, that counts. That's official, right? 4,000 dimes. You got it. You win.
Yeah, did get paid 4,000 to 1. So.
And also, I'm glad he mentioned about those Tito vouchers. I forgot to mention this when we were at the Orleans. I was playing that face-up Pai-Gow poker. When you cashed out, they didn't color up your chips, and give you higher denomination chips. They actually printed out a Tito voucher like you would get at a slot machine. And then you could take that, just to the machine and get your money. It's kind of nice because then you don't have to stand in line at the cashier. You can just go up to one of those machines. So, yeah, it looks like that's becoming a trend with some casinos.
That's kind of nice, yeah, if you don't have a lot. What happens if you have like $7,000 to cash up?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if they still give you a voucher and then you'd have to go to the cashier or would work in a machine. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how much cash does the machine have in it?
That's a good question. Yeah, we were only talking about like a few $100s here and there. So
plus, I don't think I'd want to get it out of a machine.
That much?
No.
Right.
Yeah, because then you'd have to count it, right?
That's true. Whereas if
you'd be there forever trying to count your $7,000. Where at the window, they run it through the machine.
If it's $100 off, it's like, what do? You're standing there. I mean, these machines are pretty good. They're generally not going to mess up like that. But yeah, what it was, hey, I'm short $100. Security.
Well, it could be perfectly fine, and you could count it and find out, it's 100 short, and then recount it and find out, it's 100 over. Right. It could all just be you, right?
Yeah.
You might be there forever.
So for high amounts, I agree. All right, next call.
Hey guys, this is Pat G from New Jersey. Happy holidays. Just a quick report from a trip down to Atlantic City. Their annual post-Christmas. Wife and I go down there after the madness and just enjoy some time together. Stayed over at the ocean. Beautiful place. I know you guys have been there before. Did some gambling there. Craps was kind of up and down. But what I got to experience at the ocean that was fun was for the second time, because of you guys, I played face-up Pai-Gow poker. I had been practicing a little bit on an app. I tried it briefly once when I was there before. They have a nice little Asian room area. I let the dealers know, also based on your guys' advice, that, hey, I've only played this once or twice before. They're really helpful, table really friendly. Just a nice, relaxing game to sit there and just kill some time and have some fun. So you guys kind of motivated me for that after I've been working through your back episodes for the past about year and a half. One of the other things also that I did that you guys kind of brought to my attention was I like playing blackjack, but I used to just bet the same amount every time. And I know it's a negative EV game, Mark, but I did employ the strategy, the 1-3-2-6, just because I like some volatility. And I did that at 3 different casinos, 4 different sessions. And for 3 of those 4 sessions, it turned out to be a winner. A big winner, actually. It was a lot of recycling where I'd win on blackjack, push on Pai Gow, and then go lose it on craps. But overall, we had a great time. Also gambled over at resorts. That's a short walk down the boardwalk from the ocean. It's more a locals place. They had lower limits. It was nice. I got to bet the fire bet. Didn't win it, but it's the only fire bet I could find in Atlantic City. And overall, it was just a great trip. Atlantic City's doing okay, and just love the show. And I love the fact that you guys continue it, even though Dr. Mike, moved away. Take care, and I look forward to hearing many more episodes in the future.
All right. Thanks, Pat. I'm glad you went to the table and said, hey, look, I'm relatively new to the game. I may need a little help there. Because when you say that, they will help you, especially something like face-up Pai Gow poker. At a blackjack table, they'll help you, but you might get some stink eye from some of the other players. You know how that goes. But with face-up Pai Gow poker, everybody's just playing against the dealer. What you do doesn't matter to what the other players do. So, that's great. All right, next up is Jason.
Hey, Dr. Mike and Mark. This is Jason again from North Carolina, calling you again with another trip report. All right, so the weekend before Christmas, the 22nd specifically, was another outing at the opening weekend of Caesars, Virginia in Danville. Man, that casino is really nice. It's really high quality, almost like the Vegas Strip experience in little old Danville. Really nice casino, lots of gaming spaces. One thing that I was kind of bummed out about was the lack of video poker there, but it was opening weekend. I think they're moving some machines from a temporary casino. They have some really fun low-stakes machines, actually, in the video poker, in the high-limit poker specifically. That was really nice. Got some little wins on that. Also, sportsbook really nice, too. Lots of TVs, lots of fun, lots of things you can do there. Lovely new some carnival games, too. They have a money wheel carnival game I never played before. That was fun. Actually, so close to that jackpot. Oh, my goodness. That money wheel is fun. Great craps. Great the video roulette was really nice, too. I love the minimum. Only 3 hours bets opposed to like the 25. That was minimum for the opening weekend there. But it was just a fun time all around. Great casino, and I hope one day to stay overnight there for a few days. Also, another question I had was, when you guys are going to, I think you guys mentioned on previous podcasts, you guys are thinking of maybe going to one of Harris Cherokee sometime this coming year. But if you guys know when that is, I'd love to come and meet you guys there. I hope you guys have a great New Year. I'm actually recording this on New Year's Eve, so hope you guys have a great New Year's. From North Carolina, it's Jason, signing out.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Another good report from Caesars, Virginia. Sounds like that's going to be a very popular property with people in that area.
Yes.
Dr. Mike, Harris Cherokee. I'll throw it over to you. When are we going?
That's a good question. I don't know. My wife is planning a trip to Italy and Greece late in the summer, early in the fall.
Will you be going with her?
That. Yes.
Okay. The way you were saying it, that your wife, I wasn't sure.
We're kind of all going to go as a family.
Okay, good. Nice.
Yeah, so she's looking into that. So I don't know, maybe at the beginning of summer.
All right. I'm going to keep putting pressure on you, as always, hopefully.
Yeah. I'd like to go there. I mean, I would drive down there.
How long would the drive be for you?
14 hours and 31 minutes from our house to drive.
So you're going to drive there? You're going to do it over a couple of days?
Yeah, we were thinking about doing that.
All right. Pressure's on.
Yeah, we might stop in Indiana on the way down because we have some relatives there.
All right. Spare us the details till you actually have something planned. All right?
Yeah, but I would like to go.
Okay.
Definitely would like to go.
All right. Next call.
Hey, Mark and Dr. Mike. This is Karsten calling from Denver, Colorado. Hope you guys had a great holiday season. I was up on the Central Oregon coast with my wife visiting her family for the holidays. We stopped in at the Three Rivers Casino in Florence, Oregon. Thought I'd give you guys a quick trip report on that. Nice little casino, about 10 or 12 table games, one craps table, as well as a mix of blackjack and other carnival games for the others. When I was there, craps was a $5 minimum with 5 times odds, so that was kind of fun. I think craps is only open from 4 p.m. and on Friday and Saturday nights, while the rest of the other table games are open 7 days a week. And on top of that, the dealer said that craps it's not a hugely popular game. Only half the table was open. When I was there, I got there right around 4. And they said that only at peak times, they'll only have 4 or 5 players playing at a time. And I played by myself, in fact, for the first hour or so while I was there. I was there right at about 4 p.m. Not the best session for me. Lots of 0.7 outs, but super friendly dealers. Enjoyed talking to them a bit. And of course, they didn't mind a tip or two and were very appreciative of the tips, which is always appreciated, and had a good time playing despite a losing session. A couple other kind of interesting things about this casino. Half the casino is sealed off and is non-smoking. The other is a smoking half. The smoking half has the table games and slots, and the non-smoking half has the hotel reception and a mix of slots as well. Something else that I found pretty interesting was that this casino has a poker room that is fully automated. It's a digital poker room. So everyone at these tables sits around a huge screen, and there is no live dealer. It is dealt on a screen. Apparently, in order to play, you would have the poker room manager come in and load credit onto the table for you, and that's how you would play. So you would play without a live dealer. I didn't see anybody playing when I was there, but I did go on to their website and saw some pictures of it. Very interesting. It's something I'd never seen before. I know Mark is a poker player a little bit, and I'll find myself in a casino poker room from time to time. Something I'd never seen before is a fully automated and digital poker room. One other thing that was somewhat unusual was that on each slot machine, there was a little placard that said that you had to be 21 Earth years to play. Something I hadn't seen before either. So I did a little bit of research and couldn't find anything that called that out specifically. Was curious if maybe it was something to do with the tribal nature of the casino. I was curious if you guys had ever seen that before. So anyway, love the show. Thanks, guys, for all you do. Hope you guys have a great 2025 ahead and a lucky 2025 for all of us. So thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, great. Thanks, Karsten. Yeah, 21 Earth years. I appreciate the sense of detail there. It's very clear. 21 Earth years.
It has to be Earth years.
Yeah.
That way, if you're a furry and you go into a casino, you can't say, well, no, I'm 21 in cat years or dog years or, something like that. It has to be Earth years.
Well, but Earth years, is the same for all animals on Earth.
But if they just said you have to be 21 years.
Well, then you might think, is that like for the planet Mercury? Right? Because what is
or 21 years? Is that just 21 dog years?
No, it's not the same. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, a year would be a year. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying, but it's Earth years, right?
Earth
so a
years.
dog is still in Earth years. But if you're from Mercury, which the year is like 88 Earth days, you could be 21 mercurial years and be 5 Earth years old. You could have a 5-year-old.
Is mercurial the real?
I don't know. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, and nobody can deny it because, nobody on Mercury has really told us.
It's too hot.
It's too hot on Mercury. Martian years, I guess, would be the thing.
Anyway, Three Rivers, good on you for putting 21 Earth years. That's very clear. To me, it's very clear.
But I don't like these casinos that only have craps at certain times. The closest casino actually to my house is in Waterloo, Iowa, and it's a Caesars property.
So that's actually the closest to you.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and a minute away.
Okay.
As opposed to Diamond Joe's like 2 hours and 11 minutes or something. But they only have craps on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And Thursday and Friday, it doesn't open till 4.
Yeah.
And Saturday, I think it opens earlier, like 2, maybe. It's not in the morning, though. It's like 2.
Okay.
And I think Sunday is the same thing, like 2 on.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Yeah.
And I was just, remember when I first moved here, I looked it up and I thought, well, that's the closest. I'm going to go there and they have craps. And then I realized, it was like this limited time thing.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, then I can't just wake up one morning and say, I think I'll go to the casino. I'll go early and come home early or something. The drive there would be kind of nice, I think.
Well, then, Mike, you need to check this place out. I'm surprised you haven't been at least once.
Yeah,
go in the afternoon on a weekend or something.
Yeah, I'd have to go like on a Saturday and maybe, leave here at like noon, get there like at 2. and just see
All right.
how
So
it is.
we talk about how much pressure I put on you to do things. And a lot of times it's just, funny, Mark and Mike. But this one you really got to do.
Yeah, well, no, I was thinking about it. I was even thinking, I wonder if I'd have time this weekend, but my girls are here and they are leaving Saturday, but that would only leave Sunday, and I've got, so maybe next week.
All right, spare us the details till you actually do it.
Okay, maybe by the next podcast.
Okay.
One thing I do want to say, Karsten said that the Three Rivers Casino and Resort had not a large crap straw.
Yeah.
And, when they were busy, what do you say, 4 or 5 people on the table? Mm-hmm. That would be great.
Yeah, I know.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That would be like fast games, right?
Yeah.
And it'd probably be really nice. And I don't mind half a table.
Well, I love Oregon.
Yeah.
Put it on your list.
There you go.
Yeah.
At Florence, Oregon. Maybe after we go to Florence, Italy.
Oh, yeah. It's like a sister city. No, that's like not how it works. All right.
I don't know. We don't know what the sister city is.
Yeah, we don't know. It's true. We don't know. All right. One last call from our friends Taylor and Tara.
Hi, Mark and Dr. Mike. This is Taylor and Tara from New Mexico. We just wanted to say Happy New Year. We saw Dr. Mike at the Zorkfest weekend shortly, but missed you there, Mark. Hey, FYI, this is the last year you may be able to catch San Diego State and UC San Diego on the same weekend in Vegas for the conference tournament weekend. So Mountain West at Thomas and Mack and the Big West at the Lee Forum in Henderson. So you should really catch it. It's a great, great weekend to watch basketball. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. More pressure for you, Dr. Mike. We talked about it. March Madness or these championship weekends. What's the plan?
Well, I don't know. I still don't know about that, Mark. It's funny because it's at a rough time for me as far as school and everything goes. UCSD, our school, is doing quite well this year.
That's nice. Yeah. It's always been kind of a basketball club as opposed to a team.
Right.
But they're doing better.
Yeah. They're doing really good this year. And San Diego State's doing okay, although they lost that last game on a heartbreaker.
Yeah, some surprise wins for them, but it's not going to be another national championship game for them this season. But they're doing okay.
But they might get into the tournament and win a game.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We want to thank some people for some recurring donations from the guys over at the Crap Vegas podcast, from James, and from Jeremy at the Color Up YouTube channel. We also got a donation from our friend Eamon, starting the You Can Bet on That March Madness in Las Vegas 2025 fund. Talk about good timing. How appropriate. Okay, I'm going to put this in a special fund, Mike, and that's for March Madness.
I like it.
Also a donation from Thomas, heading to AC for New Year's Day gambling and the polar bear plunge. Yes, that means jumping in the cold Atlantic Ocean on January 1st. Thanks as always. Well, hopefully that went well for you, Thomas.
Yeah, I hope Thomas jumped in.
He probably did, and hopefully he's still alive. Hopefully his heart is still beating.
I'm not doing that. I'll tell you that, Thomas.
And finally, a donation from our friend Todd Goddess. Thanks for another year of great episodes. Fun seeing both of you at Zorkfest. And Dr. Mike, Super Bowl dice and drink. What is that?
Well, that's what Todd's parties that he has at his house.
Okay.
He has a craps table, and so play craps, and usually he serves some kind of special drink for the day and food. And this one he wanted to do on the Super Bowl day.
Oh, okay. All right. So you may or may not go to that, right? Because I know you like kind of sitting at home and watch Super Bowl. See if you can get Todd to switch it to like the Saturday before the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. See, now that would be fine.
And then have a separate party.
And here's another problem. The Super Bowl starts at like 5:30 back here.
Yeah.
And it will go to like 9 or something, and then I'd have a 2.5 hour drive home.
Oh, yeah.
Like, can we just do it at my house?
There you go. Bring your table.
Bring your table. They don't have a craps table. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that works. See if I can get the next day off of work.
Yeah, that's what you need. Exactly. That should be a holiday, is that Monday following the Super Bowl.
I really think
that
so. That's another thing. I'm going to start writing letters to people about that.
Okay.
I mean, you want to do good things for the people of the United States of America? get rid of all these scams and make the day after the Super Bowl holiday.
Yeah.
That's the logical thing to do. Everything else can wait.
Hey, at the top of our webpage, you'll find a link to our store where you can buy You Can Bet on That merchandise. Also, you can find a list of all the gambling-related shows coming up on American television at youcanbetonthat.com/TV-listings. And we've got a list of gambling-related movies at youcanbetonthat.com/movies. We'd love to hear from you. Call our voicemail hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 9512-WAGERS.
9512-WAGERS.
Or you can email us at youcanbetonthat@gmail.com. We're also on Twitter at YouCanBetOnThat and on Facebook at facebook.com/YouCanBetOnThat. Okay, new year, Dr. Mike, what do you got for us?
Well, Mark, you know what's interesting about our lives on this planet Earth is that you think you know it all. You think you've seen it all, heard it all. And then no matter what, every week something comes up that changes your life. And for me, this week, it was Karsten's phone call about 21 Earth years. So from now on, whenever I, am introduced to like some family at school or something, or that when we're having a meeting about their child, I'm going to say, now, how many Earth years is your child? I'm just going to say that. Now, I'm never going to
do a double take. How many?
Yeah.
What do you mean his age? Years. They're trying to figure it out. I think
I'm never going to say how old is your kid, or that. I'm just always going to say how many Earth years.
My question was quite clear.
That baby's really cute. How many Earth years is he? 0.5.
0.5 Earth years.
He's 0.5 Earth years.
Oh, he's 6 months old. That's not what I asked.
Yeah. It's going to be weird when he's 7 months. He's 7/12 of an Earth year. I don't know the math, but whatever that is. Oh, yeah, I love that. Earth years.
Yeah.
And they use it every time.
Yeah, and it didn't say human years on the machine, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay,
no.
We're not talking about human years versus dog years. We're talking about the planet Earth years.
Earth years. And that gets rid of all ambiguity about leap year or, the Earth's rotation slowing.
Oh, yeah, that's true, right? 365.25 Earth days for an Earth year. Mike, have we talked about this enough?
Well, I'm going to think about it all day.
You're going to think about it. Okay.
I don't know about you, but all day I think I'll just sit in my lounge chair and think about it.
I'm going to be getting texts from you all day. Mark, consider this.
21 Earth years. Oh, and then we'll have to do Earth hours.
Mm-hmm.
How many Earth hours before you'll be over?
Now, not to get technical, but I mean, a year is pretty well defined no matter what planet you're on, right? It's how long it takes for you to go around the star that you're on. But hours, that's sort of a man-made thing, Dr. Mike. So, that an hour on Earth is like the same as an hour on Mercury or any other planet. Gall dang it.
Well, you are right there. However, I do like to say Earth hours.
All right. Start saying Earth hours all the time now.
Yeah. Earth everything. My blood pressure is on Earth.
Do you have anything else of importance for our listeners, Dr. Mike?
No, I just hope that everyone has a wonderful new year and, take some time, relax. That's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to be more relaxed this year, Mark.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to be pressured into anything. I'm just going to do my own thing. I think I deserve a little slow down time, and that's what I'm going to get. Slow down time.
All right, slow down time for 2025, but at the same time, you also promised you would be keeping extensive records of your gambling, correct?
Yes. Okay. And that's why initially I told you, so far for this year, I have no losses nor wins.
Okay, good. You don't have to start till your birthday in February, right? So that's the other thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's up to you.
Yeah, I'm going to keep extensive records. Extensive.
Right. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
Hey there, Ken from Tallahassee. Keep those 16s coming. I want to be completely broke in the next 4 seconds.